Okay, hello. So I'm going to essentially do a little psychodrama of my IFS parts.
Mhm.
The subject matter will be the recent and current issues that I'm dealing with. Sort of the overwhelm from all the things I need to do. Um, these sort of melancholic winter season struggle or resistance to wanting to rest or reassess, wanting to still feeling that pressure from external expectations that I achieve or get things done and don't make a mistake and don't drop a plate um, and there may be more. Let's see. Um, yeah, I kind of want to touch on. I wrote this. I didn't mention it to you, or maybe I did, but there's this astrological transit, Saturn square Uranus, and it's this tension between. I view it as internally. This isn't quite. This isn't the astrological perspective, but internally, I view it as my dad versus my inner child, and it's you have things you need to do, but I want to play. So how can I do both? I don't know how to do both or balance both. Um, I'm not sure. I didn't have all the characters in mind, but we did see a few. So there was that moon in Capricorn, which we're viewing as the serious, task-oriented part. Um, there was the opposite. There's two that is Cancer, which is an emotional, body focused, let's say. Um, and then I think it makes sense to add one from what we had before. So there's the Gemini and Sagittarius are opposites, and Gemini I view it as like just pure um, inner child wants to have fun chats, games, play. And then there's the Sagittarius North Node, and I view that as my spiritual direction. North Node is pretty accurate, but spiritual path, the wise elder, the teacher or guide. Um, but it's not. It doesn't have to be so serious.
Mhm.
Um, there's sort of a serious play to it.
Mhm.
Um,
Did you
and
ever
yeah,
see
let's see.
Little Big Man?
No.
I think you should watch it because it's got the wise elder, and Dustin Hoffman is the native man's the
Little
chief's
Big Man?
Little Big Man. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
really old movie, but
Mm,
it's got some great lines from this wise elder. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
okay.
I'm thinking of one in
Yeah.
particular that you'll like. But that's the image I have when you said wise elder who doesn't have to be so serious. I thought
Ah,
of that chief.
okay. Yeah. I'll check it out. I right. I was trying to remember because I've had other archetypes. Oh, maybe I've written them down here. That'll be a mess. Okay. Um. Yeah, there were like king, queen, alchemist, sage, or something, and some other ones. I think I'll just try to get into it and see what comes up.
Okay.
Kind of just theatrical improv.
And I kind of also associate the wise elder with that safe inner parent.
Oh
Uh,
yes, that was
yeah, because you've
uh,
got the
inner
critical voice,
loving parent.
and you've got the inner child that wants to play,
Critical
but that
inner.
wise elder could be the role of the safe parent, guide, teacher.
Yeah, they might be separate parts, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Um, I almost want to like make my move my eyes like EMDR just to get in a little bit of
Mm,
a state, but I do want something to start us off. So let's see. We kind of
a
touched on it.
visualization,
Yeah.
audio that you like, or we could do EMDR, for just a couple rounds
How
as
yeah.
you
Um,
have an image maybe of all these people sitting around the campfire
let's
and
do that. Let's
conferring.
just get them. Let's just get them situated.
Okay.
What was the bi? It was bilat.
Bilateral
Okay, there it is.
stimulation.io,
All right.
Andrea
Yeah,
therapy.
I'm
Client is
there.
connected. Okay.
I will allow audio full screen. All right. Are you there? Do you see me?
I am. Yep.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna. Well, I am gonna visualize all of us sitting, sitting around. We're discussing overwhelm, seasonality, energy cycles. Um, okay. I'm ready. Mm, yeah. Okay. Uh,
So the only thing that for
mm,
EMDR it's missing because you've got
mm-hmm.
the image is the focus.
Yeah.
And maybe the question it's a question. What should Anthony do? How should Anthony deal
No, that's
with
perfect because
yeah.
it was I literally saw them at the table and they were all talking over each other and then some
Yeah.
maybe it was the judge or was some self maybe was like order what are we doing and then you
Yeah.
spoke that and it was like oh
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
yeah that makes sense.
Now we
uh,
have an agenda.
the agenda is what are we doing,
Yes. Hmm.
how to help Anthony. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, ready. Okay, I'm gonna just start acting out what I'm hearing.
Okay.
um, I'm not gonna worry too much about labeling, naming who's
Yep.
speaking,
Okay.
but we'll figure it
Whatever.
out, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, so what are we doing? What okay, but what's the problem? We should get clear on the problem. And someone's like, I know, right? Like the heat has just been turned up this whole week, like well, since Tuesday, and I'm sweating here. Like, does anyone know how to turn down the heat in this place? Like, it's just there's too much pressure. I can't think. And I thought some other responsible voice is like, well, this is outside of our control. Like, we've never been able to fix with that fucking thing. It seems to have a mind of its own. Um, and someone points out that that's not true. Um, there, we have been in times and places where it has been calmer or more stable. But okay, we're getting off track. The problem is it the heat? Is it that we're overwhelmed? And I'm picturing this like in human design and other systems. There's this, or even chakra. There's the root chakra, and it's where this like anxiety, adrenaline, stress comes from. And I'm picturing that as there's the heat. It's just like going too much. And yeah, let's see. So I kind of want. Okay, so now it's clear that like the room is hot. I guess maybe I'm self. Uh, let's pretend that self is gonna pick someone to speak. Who wants to speak? I think the moon in Capricorn wants to speak. We have so much to do. Like we can't let what season it is or how hot the thermostat is prevent us from doing the things that we must do. We have so much to do. We have to, get divorced, figure out where we're moving, move stuff out, make money, make progress on projects, and be social and take care of our health. Why are you, Moon, is saying to, actually I'm not sure who is saying it to, but maybe to the room or all of them, like, why are you guys sabotaging me? Like, we need to get on the same page and we need to start acting together. We need to start achieving things. And in comes Cancer, Gemini, the inner child. Yeah, but I don't want to do any of it. I I didn't want to get divorced. I don't want to have to work. I want to just do what's fun. And like, I'm having fun. I'm having fun playing with programming. I'm having fun talking to people, going and playing games. Like, I don't want to think about this scary stuff. Like, it's all just scary. Like, what if I do it wrong, or it brings up difficult emotions? And like, yes, Capricorn Moon, you have no emotions, you soulless bastard. But like the rest of us, we feel the heat, the emotions. We Yeah. How are you not overwhelmed by all of this? And uh, I think the Moon, Capricorn Moon, responds with, but what I want is through. We can get to where we want and who we want to be by going through this, by doing all of this. Like, do you guys not want to be free, to be free to explore, to play, to have that stability to of money or connections or career, to be able to be free? Like, I'm trying to take care of you. You can't just goof off and expect that money will just show up, or that our housing or will work out. So you can't demonize me. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm trying to I'm trying to hold it together. And I'd appreciate some, what's the word? Appreciation, some thanks. Like, yeah. Um, I'm gonna take a moment because that got a little heated in my body, actually. I think the inner loving parent is speaking now. Thank you all for for joining this group call, this meeting, for speaking. I think this is great. It really is like this is exactly the kind of real life family conversation, uh, arguments that I never wanted to be a part of. I just wanted to leave the room or dissociate. But this is it. So thank you, inner loving parent. Thank you, all the parts. I think I'd like to ask maybe the Sagittarius part, the spiritual sage, what they have to say about this. I'm gonna picture him as Gandalf, but we'll see. I'd like to acknowledge all of the hard work you are all doing. I think having this conversation, as well as the work that we've been trying to do in the last week or months, has shown that we are trying. We're not getting it perfect, but we are trying and we are improving. We have come a long way. And we are prioritizing balance, which means putting ourselves out there and not knowing how it will go. Going to social things, even though it doesn't feel great, but we could go, and we do, and it turns out well almost every time. And so there isn't going to be a magic silver bullet that will, or hero or savior that will come in and do it all for us, even though that has worked in the past. Mom would come sweep in and write an essay for us, or help us with the homework, or take care of whatever. How even we would do that to ourselves. Like, we would wait till things would get really bad, and then some heroic impulse in ourselves would save the day. So in a sense, it's normal that, or okay, that we are expecting a savior, because it has happened. But okay, what is the path forward? What is the way through this? What lesson are we needing to learn? What challenge are we facing? I think there's a few. Capricorn Moon, you are unwilling to let anything go. So many of these things are just not important or urgent. And they're from they're like from a past version of us that we're still holding on to. I have to do this and achieve that this way, and I can't let go of anything. Like, that's not us anymore. Some of those things are definitely valid. They should be looked at. But there's this stubbornness that you have where it must be done this way. But if you could look past the, oh, you have to go to, yeah, let's use a kind of vague or not triggering example. So the goal for this year is to express ourselves, to explore, to meet people, to be creative, to play, to reinvent ourselves. The goal, but that's so. If that's the goal, like how we get to Salt Lake City, or if we go there, or if it's a car, or if like do we stay here a little longer or do more? Maybe like, oh, here's how to put it. So we come up with, so we have the highest goal, and then there are second order, third order. There's a hierarchy of goals, or ways rather, of paths or stepping stones or milestones. But you're getting too attached to them. Oh, I have to go to the dentist to take care of myself. No, there are other solutions too. And if a car doesn't work out or this one medical appointment doesn't work out, that doesn't mean you're a failure and everything is not working. And like we can, yeah, let me rephrase this. Capricorn Moon, you are amazing at your persistence and commitment to the highest goals, our highest values. But you get lost when lower order goals, mini goals, don't work out. You will lose track of like, oh, actually, that's okay. But when you don't do that, it brings the whole, it turns up the heat, actually. Um, it, it causes pain or problems. Um, yeah. And then Gemini or Cancer, you guys want to play. I get that. I know. It's like we have been so serious trying to get better, to make it through all of this grief and trauma and responsibilities, and it's like all you want to do is play. But you can't justify, it's not even serious play, but let's go with that. Like real play. So instead it's distraction. It's things that aren't really satisfying kinds of play. They're just distractions, mindless ways to numb, to forget the responsibilities that Capricorn is pointing out, and that's not fair to completely, it's giving the silent treatment to like a family member or someone you love. Like that's not right. And it doesn't mean you we can't distract ourselves, sorry, entertain ourselves. It just cannot be, we should do our best to make it as mindful and intentional as we can, and to forgive ourselves when each other, to forgive each other when it is not, because these are trying times. We're all coping in dysfunctional and functional ways, and we all need to remember that the goal isn't to get out of here, to go there, to be there. Like, we're not going to be happy when these things happen. Capricorn moon, this is especially for you. Just because like, the goal is the goal does not mean you will be happy when it's completed. It will last a day, a week, maybe just minutes. We don't know, but it will be temporary. The real satisfaction comes from living in harmony with ourselves, with the environment, doing things each day or moment that are fulfilling, that help us grow, that are in alignment with our values. That's the satisfaction. It's not from achievement of some arbitrary to do. It's the path, it's the trajectory. Are we doing better? Are we. All of that. And for the first time, we are doing that. We are, we're aware of it, we're pointing towards it, and we're trying. So, to the part that spoke yesterday, actually, of like, I cannot trust you to do this stuff. I think it's the critical parent or the Capricorn moon of just, I have to keep reminding you. Like, especially the Cancer Gemini. Like, if I don't keep getting on your case that, like, it's time to work or do this thing, and have you thought about that? You're just going to distract yourself the whole day. And I guess, let's see if I can channel that part here. I'd like I'd like to apologize to you all for my behavior. I just want what's best for us, and the only way I know how is to nag, because that's what was modeled. It wasn't sitting down with me, listening to my feelings, holding my hand to do a thing. It was just nagging, or at least that's how I felt and remember it. And we have come a long way, and we've learned many skills. And I would like all of your help in reminding me about that. That if I start nagging, please have compassion and help me remember what I just said. That there are more loving and effective ways to do things, to take care of ourselves and work towards our goals. Okay, that was good. That was a good start. First half,
Mhm.
we'll see. Uh, hmm. Any thoughts from you?
Um, about after I want to apologize to all of you. I was, wondering again about because I think that you have listened to um, the Capricorn, critical parent,
Mm-hmm.
and the self has spoken, but I think it would be an interesting question to ask Gemini, the playful one,
Mm-hmm.
like, how do you want to get things done? Like
Yeah.
we kind of all do you agree we need to get things done? Like can you be part of this? Because that would be an interesting question to pose of that part.
not sure if this is Gemini saying this, but it's like, you guys are ridiculous. Like, I, not these are ridiculous demands that are being put on us, and we can. Okay, I might be blending like self or some other part with Gemini here, but um, like Gemini is the south node. The south node is like what you're good at, what's natural. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
like we love playing, we love talking, we love
Mm-hmm.
experimenting and trying lots of things and sharing, talking about it, and what are we doing instead? Like I understand. I hear you, Capricorn. We have so much to do that we have to do. So I see that. But I think we need to like actually have clear separation for us to be able to come together and work together. We can't be like both trying to take the command of the ship at the same time. We're just gonna go like nowhere or circle or whatever. Like I want you, Capricorn, to Moon, to like take care of those things, to schedule them, to work on them little by little. You're great at that. I trust you. But like you have to let me take control of the ship and trust me that like I will give back I will give you back the rudder, the ship control. Like it, we have to like look at poor Cancer. Look at the state of this house. It is somehow overheating and falling apart. I'm not sure that's actually interesting, but we have to play to recharge our energy. We have to share and tinker and do so intentionally and like in a flow state or like purposefully so that we're not half-assing it. Like, would you like it if I nagged you when you were trying to get shit done that like I want to play instead and start screaming? I don't do that. I mean, maybe it does. I'm not sure. Okay, I will concede. I will concede that even if I've done that, I apologize. Uh, we need to find a way to work together. To have fun and take care of the things that need to be done and that get us towards our goals. Because I agree. I sure would love to not be in this fucking empty house in a city I don't particularly care for. But I'm terrified. I'm terrified of moving and having to figure all that out and being alone and just feeling up like just yeah, like it's too much and like there won't be any space or time to play. And oh, yeah, I wonder if this is now Cancer speaking, but maybe it's both of them. Like just you want to do what now? You want to go live out of your car and travel? Like what are you talking about? Maybe this is the critical parent now, but I think they're all voicing a common concern, which is like that sounds crazy. You haven't even tried it yet. You're gonna buy a car. We should try. We should rent a car. We should borrow a car. We should try it, play with it, and see if we like it, if we all like it. Because I hear you, Sagittarius. You're the one who initiated this. You wanted to be the one to explore the world, to meet people, to do all this. But is this really the best way? I don't know. I agree that we can get into this in another meeting. Oh, how funny! Uh, but it it does feel absurd, right? Sagittarius, you just said this to Capricorn, and yet you two cannot see that, like, we don't have to get a car. The actual goal is, let's express ourselves, let's explore, let's meet people, all that. Living out of our car is just one option. We don't know if that's the right option. And this is difficult right now because we can't try all these options out. We have to use tools that we've learned, like spiritual tools, visualization, checking in with each other, with the body. Because, like, we can't try going to Hawaii before going to Hawaii. It doesn't work that way. And a lot of these options are big commitments. So let's calm down the pressure. Let's recognize that we don't actually have to do anything on any timeline. There may be a few things that would be good to do as soon as possible, but fuck everybody else. What can we do now, this week, this month, day by day? Figure that out. Because the pressure just keeps piling up, and we don't look at it because it's terrifying. So it just gets put in the under the rug in the dresser. What's the in Narnia? What's the armoire? I don't know. Anyway, it just keeps piling up, and then it, like, when it, I don't know. I'm picturing it like burps or makes a growling noise. We get scared, and then we definitely don't look until it's really bad. And that's no way to do this. Like, we have to confront our responsibilities, schedule them, assess them, deal with them, even if it's just putting them off. But scheduling that.
Well, Gemini says, I want to play. How about if you put all this stuff up on a dartboard? And just
Uh,
like throw a dart,
ooh,
like something that would be more fun, that would be a game instead of writing another fucking list.
right. Yes, another list or calendars. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. Yeah, I think Gemini would say something like, "It's great that lists work for you, Capricorn Moon, but I don't feel anything when I look at this text. I just feel overwhelmed or scared. But if we could have, like, well, it's two things. One, if, like, the list could be prettier or more fun or visually engaging, that'd be nice. But also, like, if each of these tasks had some kind of context, either preferably image or something visual, to, like, remind us of, like, why we care about it, the positive aspects of it, how it connects with the other things that we like. Like, there's just, here's the task. We must schedule a medical appointment. God, why? Oh, because, like, we want to take care of ourselves and we want to feel better, or, or traveling would be great for this, or this project would help us. Like, there's no connections. Gemini actually is about connections between things, and I think, regardless, that does feel much better. These lists are so dry. God, they it's like they feel like a book of grudges or a list of crimes. Like, you haven't done this. You are
Yeah.
guilty, guilty, guilty.
Hmm. Well, what you're describing sounds something like a, you know, uh, like cliche of how people keep their vision in front of themselves. You know, the bigger why for why this is important. And people, do pictures. They
Mm,
cut stuff out of a magazine and create a vision board, because that's the
yeah.
piece that, could give you more inspiration, I think, for why these things that are obnoxious. And then, some kind of reward for the playful self. Like, okay, let's do this and then we'll play. Like I'm not going to forget you. I'm not going to spend all my time checking stuff off the list.
Yeah, it's just there's so I don't know who's speaking. Me. There's just so much that it feels like okay, so to get anything done, then we have to spend like the same amount of time like rewarding ourselves, taking care of the body, processing emotions. It's just like how are we gonna get anything done? It's so much waste, says the Capricorn. But
But
realistically,
the
that
Gemini can say
yeah,
like, how well are you doing right now
exactly,
with directing
exactly.
stuff?
It's
Like,
how well is this working out?
yeah, yeah.
It's not. It's
Let's try a different way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we're almost at. We are at session time.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, this was good. I had fun.
Mm-hmm. It was certainly entertaining for me.
Yeah, it was like
Mm-hmm.
watching a little theater, live theater
Yeah.
of the mind,
Yep. Yep.
one man
Mm-hmm.
show.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could go for another hour, but my a few of my parts are reminding me you have work to do, and your wife is coming over, and actually maybe you're hungry, and oh
Mm-hmm.
right, we can't just uh, play all day. Okay, this was
Okay.
great. Thank you.
But maybe you can tell that self like, hey, after I do this and this, then we'll come back and we'll do this again because it was fun. And
Right.
I am getting a chance to hear from, all these parts and
Yeah.
acknowledge what they have to
I will go
say.
ahead and schedule like right after this the next
Mm-hmm.
appointment. Maybe I'll get Monday or Tuesday,
Okay.
and then I don't have to wait as long.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right. Good to
Okay.
see you. Have a good weekend.
Yeah. Thank you.
See
You
you
too.
later.
Bye. Bye.